or
I
like
don't think
how
he
would
knows
that go?
yet. I haven't
No,
told him.
no,
I don't
he
plan
thought it
on.
he thought it was just he thought it was a spirit.
Yeah, I got you. So I'm not going to mention anything about Sam or the Gray though. But I'm going to catch him up, and I'm going to ask him if he knows anything about the Gray Maze and its whereabouts.
Um, he says, I'm not really sure what this gray mace is.
Hmm.
My experiences in this world are still kind of limited. I've been traveling and learning as much as I can. Um, and uh, it's not something I've come across as I've
Okay.
been trying to occupy myself more with your spirit realm, which
What do you
seems empty.
mean?
Well,
Sounds like
Sam
you're
should
not from
know.
this world.
Sam should know though, right? Is that what you're getting at, Sam? Because we talked about
What?
this, right? The Shaman of the Waste is one of the dudes that stepped out of the portal,
Oh,
right?
I
Uh,
myself
that's
no,
what
but
I'm.
my character does not. I don't think.
No, I thought that you learned that when you were in the Gray. Thought.
Well, I knew that there's portals ripped open. Is what I remember learning from the Gray. This character.
Would he recognize his character as one of the people that he's seen step out of the portals in?
Well, roll me a general memory, which is just like intelligence. So roll your
Are you
intelligence.
smart enough to
Just
remember
use your
saying?
intelligence bonus and like roll a d20 and add it to it.
Damn. 9.
Say 9.
9. 9.
Okay, so from your experience, because I mean, you did spend a long time doing this, like a couple 100,000 years doing it, but um, again, to kind of like recap the whole thing, you know that there were, oh crap, I gotta remember. There were like 6 beings who came through the first initial tear before all the other tears open and like let in the mind flayers. You do vaguely remember that one of them was really small, or actually 2 of them were really small. One of them was really big, and um, the well, actually, yeah. While they were trying to like free the druid from the hedge trap, you also remember that like the halfling ranger with the mole ranger, he was doing the same kind of like pulsing beacon thing that this guy's now doing. So you might have actually run into 2 of these like 6 people. You don't know where the other 4 are, but you might have found like 2 of the 6.
I believe you're the reason we're all wrapped up into this mess now. That's what I tell him.
His shoulders kind of slump a little bit. And he's like, yeah, it's can mostly be traced back to an unfortunate event that happened with me. It's
But
a long
not
story.
just you, am I right?
Do what?
But not just you, am I right?
No.
But there were others. 5
Though
others.
though I do take the blame, it wasn't entirely my fault. There were others involved who, through whatever misguided information they had, disrupted a ceremony I was trying to perform so that I could destroy an item of ultimate evil. Eventually, they came around and helped me destroy that item, but that was well after everything had already happened. And unfortunately, though we've destroyed one item, others pour in through the gate we accidentally left open.
The
And
Mind Flayers.
do what?
Alright, tell them, the Mind Flayers.
Yes. Yes. I was in Draj when the first attacks happened. And thankfully, the others who came through after me helped repel that first attack. But since then, or since the destruction of the item, I'm not sure where they've gone. They've scattered. But strange things have been happening, like the hedge in the middle of the tablelands.
Yes.
And the strange purple flowers it produces.
Yes. We have
What is his name
ran
again?
into things like
Who?
The Shaman of the Waste. What was his name again?
Oh,
Just writing it
Darfu.
down real quick. Darfu. I'm gonna ask him. I'm just gonna say, Darfu. Your help would be greatly appreciated in our efforts to destroy these forget what those things are called. I keep on
Mind
thinking
flayers?
faceless.
Mind
Yeah, I
flayers.
keep on thinking faceless. But yeah, mind flayers.
It's where the faceless came from.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
But yeah,
coined the term now.
right. That we would greatly appreciate his help in destroying these mind flayers and sending them back to where they came from. And in return, we would do what we could to ensure that he was returned where he came from.
I'm not overly concerned with going back where I came from, and I am on a similar quest as you. I'm not directly trying to destroy the mind flayers. What I'm trying to do in my travels, and haven't been very successful thus far, is I'm trying to basically stop the bleeding so that more mind flayers don't keep
Stop
coming
coming in.
through. I'm trying
Okay.
to repair the tears. Unfortunately, I had a tool that would help me in repairing these tears, but that tool was that aforementioned tool of great evil that I had to destroy. So I don't have that anymore, and I have to draw from memory. Or there might be another way.
You guys want to do a quick huddle real quick? See what we want to do.
Yeah, he seems
you
to
know,
be
just kinda
he seems to be kind of like lost in thought, like he's thinking about something.
So
Yeah.
we're all like, gathered around, and we're like, I was gonna ask, so what's up? You guys want to join him, or do you want to try to get him to come with us? I kind of want to. I
think we have the same kind of goals.
Yeah, I want
he's just going at it at a different angle. Like you guys are going straight to fight the mind flayers, and he's like, I want to stop more mind flayers from coming in and then kill them all. So we have like a definite finite number of mind flayers to kill, instead of just like them streaming in and streaming in and streaming in.
Yeah, Mal's just gonna be like, I just didn't want to do anything without letting you guys know I'm not trying to jump the gun. But
can we get him to help us get the mace or the axe or whatever it was?
Because
that might be helpful overall.
Does that get stronger as Sam ushers more souls?
Oh yeah, I was about to comment is that he glows with a very specific light, much like the halfling we met in the desert that was working for the tracking company, and much like the mace, the gray mace. I think they're all connected in some sense.
The gray mace doesn't. No, the gray mace doesn't actually glow like these guys. I mean, it glows and does this beacon, but it's a straight, continuous beam, and it's more of a gray color. These guys do like a pulsing white light. So it is a little different.
What I say. I'm gonna leave it at that because I want to give these guys hope, and I want to give them reason my gray mace.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, I agree. Just the fact that you're seeing both of them in the gray, I think they're related in some.
Yes.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm
Sure.
with Ezekiel.
So we are
Trying to convince him to help us and convince him that we need to help him, more or less.
Mal's gonna turn around from the huddle and say,
You guys
Darfu.
talk to him some more. I'm going to investigate him in the gray. And I'm going to tell him, excuse me, I got to
Are you
take a
just kind of
leak.
doing one of these or something like that? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was like,
I got to take a leak. And I'm going
Okay.
to walk off kind of into the woods.
Mal
and I'm
was
gonna go to the gray.
going to say, Darfu. I believe our goals are the same, and that it would be beneficial to travel together, and that if I not only ask but plead of you that we travel together, just to help ourselves both reach our end game fast, our goal faster, so that we can stop these attacks and we can take this trouble away from the land.
Noble.
It's evil. Yeah, there you go. It's a noble cause.
For like the first half of your like little speech, he kind of still seemed to be staring off into space. But then he comes back about like halfway through it and like starts looking at you, and then he's like, "Yeah, no, yeah. We definitely have the same path, although they wind in different directions. There are some things I need to investigate before we can truly join forces. But
Sorry,
you
I'm
can
still
help me in
breaking
some
up.
of these investigations.
I'm still breaking up really bad, but
Sorry.
did we tell him about what was it, the mace we're looking for?
Yeah,
He asked about it, but he had never heard of it. Yeah, he was like, I have no idea what that is. I've never heard of it in my travels. I mean, if you guys want to go get it, go get it. But he,
I just want to stress the point to him that I believe that this is related to our end goals, basically. Like, I believe we need this item in order to reach our goals, our mutual goals.
he's like, and that's very possible. You were from this world, so you may. Oops. He didn't quite mean to let that slip. But so anyway, he like kind of overcorrects himself. He's like, oh, well, I mean, you would know more about it. I mean, you're a well-traveled bard. You know all the tales. You know all the stories. You're roll an insight check.
I was say, I want to know if he's
Hold up.
We already know
I thought that he said that he was new to this world when he, and that we.
And I called him out on that shit.
When did you do that?
Like right at the beginning.
Like 10
him and
minutes
his
ago.
buddies walked through the portal.
Oh yeah, you kind of did. All right, you go. Well,
so you can just go along with the normal dialogue.
Yeah. So
You're from
anyway,
this world,
he's
you know
he's
better.
like, you would know more about the mace than I would. I've never heard of it. If you think it's going to help, by all means. But he suggests instead, he says, I think you might be better served seeking out the goblin.
The goblin.
Roll a history, everyone. Brad, you get advantage.
I got a 2.
I bet I got it. Okay, I got a 17.
I don't.
Even with advantage?
13. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, well, and what did you roll, even with advantage, Brad?
Yeah, I rolled with advantage. I only got a 13.
13. Well, I mean, that's still good enough for you. What'd you get, Mal?
I got a 17.
Okay. You guys have heard of goblins, but there haven't been any goblins in tens of thousands of years. Sam, you don't know. You're just like, huh? Well, yeah. I can say gobbledygook too. Blah, 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 blah.
I'm not even paying attention. I'm in the gray.
Yeah, well, there's that too. So, yeah, you guys have heard of goblins, but one of the one of the champions of Rajat wiped out all the goblins, so there are no more. So you're not entirely sure what goblin he's talking about. But he does elaborate. I guess, like I said, you guys just get hung up on that word goblin there for a second. And he says, the last I saw him, he was hanging out with a druid north of Draj in the Ring Mountains. I think the locals call it the Right Gauntlet. I know while I traveled with this goblin, he was secretly recording things from that book that I destroyed, that evil book that I destroyed. So I don't know how extensive his copies are, but if we're lucky, he has the ritual we need. He copied the right one.
If we were to retrieve this ritual, what would you be doing during the meantime, and where would we meet afterwards? How would we know where to?
I will meet you guys, or I will meet you all, in. And he like thinks for a moment. What's the name of that city? I will meet you in Tyr. It's free city. They're much more welcoming of all kinds. I tend to avoid cities because this.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, no, not just that. He's an orc, and there are no orcs.
But okay,
your characters don't know this.
Yeah, okay.
You just know him as a big green dude.
No, I know what you mean. I'm not a.
And kind of like how your characters like hung up on the word goblin, and you're like, there are no goblins. Just like the goblins, all the orcs had been like killed off thousands of years ago by one of the champions of Rajat. So he's the only orc, and he's sending you out to find the only other goblin.
Nice. Okay. And so.
And he's like,
where were those?
And in the meantime, I'm going to go track down the other 5.
Do we want to mention that halfling? I guess that would be Sam back there. Tell him that we believe we met one of these. And
sons of bitches.
Was it Bollock? Was that the?
No, you were kind of in the middle of the desert where the druid was.
Well, I was saying where we had commissioned the.
Oh, it was in North Lodopolis.
North Lodopolis. So tell them that we basically just tell them the story of we had commissioned Tracker North Lodopolis. This tracking guild was named blah blah blah, and we had ran into a problem where they had to send for help, and some of the help they had sent for was pulsating with the same like spiritual energy that he was, and that just tell them that we had found that interesting. It was a halfling, or it was a halfling. Okay, and yeah, tell them that it was a halfling that was pulsating with the same kind of energy, and that he was just pointing him in a direction. I guess I'm just trying to give him information.
He says that is useful information. That is good. I think I know who you're talking of. Maybe I don't.
Shit, halfling.
But
so what's Sam seen in the gray though? Is he able to pick up anything? Any kind of shady underhanded business?
No. Darfu is incredibly straightforward. Doesn't seem to be lying or hiding anything. Other than the brief time when he was like mentioned, because it was more of a reflex when he was like mentioned that he was not from this world, which again is kind of a bombshell for you guys, because as far as
we
any
wouldn't
of you
even
are
know,
concerned,
right?
especially a cleric and a paladin, this world has been shut off from all outside sources other than the elemental planes, since the gods basically locked the key, threw it over the shoulder, and walked away like a Quentin Tarantino slow-mo. So when he says that he's from another world, you guys are like, Wait, what?
Yeah, like bug-eyed, like
Yeah.
what?
Even the bard so a little bit too, just because he's keeper of the stories and stuff like that. Most people
He's
don't give it a
just-
second thought, but those who are more like in tune with like the world, so like druids, bards, clerics, even like the arcane casters to a certain degree. Yeah, they're like, no, there's no other world besides. Well, I mean, there might be, but we don't know because we're locked in this sphere and we can't get out.
I just like to mention that Sam's character, for all we know, is just sitting over there, like head rolled back, eyes like, however, just like with his dick in his hand, just like great, you know what I mean? While we're all having this conversation, he's just,
Oh no, he can hear it.
I'm just saying, like, yeah. Well, I'm just saying, but his body is like, all catatonic or whatever. He's just
The only
like, well, yeah, he's pretending to take a piss. All I'm saying. So he's just like over there, like, yeah.
The only other thing that Sam notices on the gray is that Darfu is covered. I mean, there's a pattern to it, so it's not like he's like the tattooed man or whatever, but he's got a fuck ton of tattoos in special sorts of glyphs and patterns that he's never even seen before, and they're all glowing that same pulsing energy, like there's some otherworldly energy.
So there's like my tattoo, and then there's like all these other tattoos that he's got on his body, and they're all like glowing. Okay.
Yeah, and it seems every time he kind of like investigates one, they all do kind of like separate functions. And in fact, Sam, roll me a religion.
Can I memorize some of these as well?
Well, yeah, that'll be an intelligence check after this religion check.
Okay, the religion check sucked, so don't worry about that. It was a 6.
No, well then you can't really piece together what's going on.
Okay, so I'm gonna
But
try
these
to memorize
tattoos are
some
definitely
of them.
magic.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to memorize the shapes. So I got a 13 on that one.
I mean, you can sort of, maybe 1 or 2. We'll see how it happens later with whatever you're trying to do with it.
All right.
But yeah, so unless you have anything else, he's like, oh
I'm
hey,
about to come back to the normal world and
yeah,
come out, be like, hey, what's going on? Sorry.
So
did we come to a decision yet?
Well, like he said, he asked you guys to go find the goblin.
Where were those mountains again?
North of Draj, and it's in a mountain range called the Right Gauntlet.
Right Gauntlet.
Yes.
Right.
That's the last place he saw the goblin.
Fair enough.
Okay. So Mal's just gonna say we need to head to North Raj for our quest. We need to find this goblin. He's crucial for to close these tears that are allowing these mind players. Kept on. I was like faceless manipulator. I was like, what is it called? But
or he might be.
Yeah.
He doesn't know if the goblin actually copied the right ritual or not.
Yeah, but we know that it might. It's the best lead. It's the best lead we got, Sergeant.
It is the best lead that you have for now.
As he puts on a figurative pair of sunglasses.
We'll trust your instincts, deputy.
There you go.
Okay, so it is time, like end of stream time. So we will say that you guys are
camping up for a bit.
Maybe. Well, yeah. I mean, you just woke up, so I mean, it's basically travel time. We'll say that you guys start heading in that direction if that's what you want to do.
I also want to ride.
You guys want to go back to that town and get a long rest there? Because that would be
Well, I mean,
I
you
think
just you just had a long rest in the hut.
Okay. Oh, so it's daytime. So yeah,
Yeah,
let's just
yeah,
do
yeah.
it. We got mounts. If we know how to start going down roads to get there, let's do it.
Okay, so to
So
generally
we're riding
wrap up,
off into the sun.
you guys know just from like general geography, Draj is quite a bit of ways away. It's pretty far away and to the east, which is kind of the opposite direction of where the beacon to the Gray Mace is. The Gray Mace is headed towards Tyr, which Darfu had mentioned, but he said that the Goblin was north of Draj, which is that way.
We will be meeting back up in Tier, so
Right.
we can at least try to track your mace after that, because I still think that having the mace would be super sick. But
Yeah,
we would
can
be
meet back
going
up
there
in Tier.
and then back and then there again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you want to go towards Draj first or the Mace first?
We'll go towards Draj first.
Okay, so that's where you're going to be traveling while we in the stream. And again,
Writing in my book.
all right, in your book then. Thank everyone for coming. Don't forget to follow if you haven't already. It seems that we had like a little bit of a hiccup in the stream, and we disconnected for a little bit. So whenever I put this up tomorrow on YouTube, it may actually be a part 1, part 2, because it like Twitch automatically records, and so now I probably have like 2 videos of like the same episode. So anyway, look for that. There might be 2 episodes or 2 episodes with a part 1 and a part 2. And other than that, anybody got anything else want to say in closing?
The Emperor protect.
He's just riding.
All right. Well, hopefully we will have fewer technical difficulties next time. Hopefully Heidi will be back. Joe will still be on next weekend. And then also because of that, we might be switching everything over to Roll20, which means we might be seeing a new layout in 2 weeks. But that'll all depend on various technical things that we have to work through. But other than that, we will end it here, and we will see you guys next week.
Bye-bye.
Peace.